Trying to invite Shaza again. Okay, so welcome everybody to ask anything with the team at Underneath the Moon. We're going to start. We actually have one more counselor who has difficulties coming on. So we're just going to get started while we are trying to sort it out. And I'll just get everybody to introduce themselves first. Maybe Chris, you want to introduce yourself first?
Hi, this is Krish Pua. I'm the senior counselor and intimacy and sexual wellness therapies of Underneath the Moon. I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to be here.
Let me jump in. Hi, I'm Shireen. I'm one of the counselors at Underneath the Moon. I enjoy helping people, shift from surviving to thriving, and I'm actually passionate about helping parents get better at sex education for their children. So looking forward to hearing your questions, and thank you for making the time to join us today.
For my side, I'm more specialized on addictions, mental health, and also gender and sexuality, as well as couples and family therapy. And I also specialize in trauma and PTSD as well. Yeah, so I cover quite a lot. That's why I tend to address myself as senior counselor in Underneath the Moon. We do have one colleague. Her name is Shazam, and she's trying to join in right now. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, so we have been asking the audience to give us their... Okay, welcome. Maybe you introduce yourself, Shaza.
Hi everyone, I'm Shaza. I'm a counselor together with the rest of these counselors here at Underneath the Moon. Pretty new to this area, but I'm gonna try to answer all your questions as much as I can.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I'm so happy we are here. Okay, it was so stressful. This is my first IG live with more than 2 people at one time. Okay, so in the past week, we have been publicizing this Ask Us Anything, and we received some questions. So we're going to start with the first one. I don't know whether it's the easiest one. I think it's the easiest one. And so the question is, where is it? Sorry. The question is personality or looks more important to you?
I can take this one. To me, I believe both have its places. But as a person, I think your value system, your belief system, when you say personality, I'm hoping you're talking about character traits. Those are things that are most important because those are things that will help your relationship when you're having struggles. It's normal to have fights and disagreements. So when you know how to repair my Instagram pause for a moment. When you know how to repair and you can regulate yourself, then you can be a better partner for your partner in that sense. So I think those traits and skills are most important for me. And then personality, someone you want to vibe with. And then most of the time, good looks can always be they're good. When the heart is good, the face looks good. Because like they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So yeah, you will have a win-win. I hope that answers. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I would like to add on. To me personally, good look means pretty. A person is very pretty at the outside, and then beautiful is something inside. Yeah, it's inner beauty. So as we know, we will get age, we will get old, and then our prettiness will get over very soon. But if you are very able to cultivate yourself with inner beauty, it will last much longer, and then you will get wiser, and then along the way, you will be very attractive as a person. Yeah, of course, look is still very important. We cannot deny that. But some people maybe can make them more beautiful and pretty through certain kind of like dressing, hairstyle, the cleanliness, the tidiness, all this kind of thing is very important as well. I think as a person, it's good for us to cultivate both, but ultimately, I think inner beauty, which is beautiful, is more important. Yeah, thank you very much.
Very well said, Chris.
It's like the Miss Universe answers. Okay, how about you, Shaza?
Okay, I think for me it's quite interesting when we ask this question, is personality or looks more important? Unfortunately, we know that looks is also one of the very key thing, right? That different genders will actually look for. Okay, but I think what is important is not so much of is the looks important, but is our basically are we pleasant? I think that's more important. You know, are we pleasant in terms of the way we carry ourselves, the way we dress up? You know, that also tells the other party that if we are going to be dating or we are trying to date, okay, that we are serious about it, and we are also trying to respect the other individual. Okay, of course, personality, as all the other counselors have said it, personality is an important trait. At the end of the day, you know, it's not about good looks that will keep the relationship, but a lot to do with the personality, you know, that will take care of the everyday interactions, you know, how you treat one another, whether is it out of respect, is it out of a loving you know, gesture, you know, and also in terms of, you know, being kind to one another. I think all these are important traits to have. Okay, so if you ask me, I would not say that it's actually more important. Is personality more important than good looks? But I would say it's important to have both pleasant looking and personality. Of course, if you have a good look, plus point. Okay, plus point. All right, so that's pretty much the answer that I will give for this question.
Okay, thank you, contestants, counselors, sorry. Actually, I didn't really like how the question was phrased. Is personality or looks more important to you? It only gives two choices. For me, actually, I don't think personality or looks is that important. What is more important to me is the character of the person, the 内涵, you know, the integrity, the honesty. So I think that's not really personality per se to me. Personality is like, you know, you are very amicable, easygoing. So I actually look more for the character, the intelligence, the wit, the humor. Those are more important to me. Yeah, so looks are definitely not so important for me. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. So subsequent questions will be less Miss Universe kind of questions. I really like it very much when we get questions from real people asking questions that really pertain to their personal lives. So just to do a little kind of a sharing, we actually received more than 15 questions, and we are only answering 5. The other 10 over questions were ridiculous, silly questions. Several of them were talking about, I don't know who, but I assume it's me, talking about, oh, you're very cute. I don't want to sound like a creep, but you're very cute. I think this was very upsetting for me, actually, because I have never tried to portray myself as an influencer or cutie pie or whatever. I am a counselor, and I put myself out there. I put out my messages around my work out there. I am only on social media actually because of work. So I didn't really appreciate these kind of personal questions. Even if I answer them, I don't think the answer really contributes to the quality of your life. Things like, oh, are you planning to have a child? I am not trying to be defensive about it. I don't have any qualms answering personal questions, but this is actually a work situation. So we want to be useful to our audience. So I only chose the questions that I feel will also benefit other people watching this. Okay, so let's move on. So the question is, what should a man and a woman provide in a relationship? Okay, this is a very long, one paragraph question. So what should a man and woman provide in a relationship? I think it's irrelevant whether it's a man or woman. I think we should just talk about what should a person provide in a relationship. This person continues, a serious relationship looking to get married. How much is reasonable for both parties to fork out financially, especially when the guy earns a lot less than the girl? I think it is irrelevant whether the guy or the girl earns less or more than the other person. I feel we should just talk about it like in general. Why does it matter whether it's the man who earns less? But anyway, I'll open up to counselors.
I guess in the area of forking out, financially, is really to do with how much you're willing to contribute, to the big day, to the wedding, to the life after that. A lot of couples actually have what we call a shared account, where they agree on the different areas in their household, that they will pay for. For a lot of the couples I hear, okay, is that the woman will pay for education for the children. So everything to do with the children, whether is it tuition classes, whether is it extracurriculum classes, well, the mom pays for it, and that takes care of everything that's under the roof. Okay, so food, shelter, electricity bills, water bills, and stuff like that. So this is what most of the couples would do, and this is from a shared account. And of course, any additional, any extra money that comes from this account, well, that's for holidays, right? So it really depends on how two parties wants to agree upon how much to put in. And of course, if there's really no hard and fast rule, whether the guy should be earning more or the girl should be earning more. It doesn't really matter. I think at the end of the day, it really depends on the agreement that both parties have, in sustaining their family. Making sure that their family enjoys to the maximum of what they can as a household. So this will be one of my question for this. How much do you need to fork out, in terms of financial?
Okay, how about the rest?
Christian, okay, just want to add on Sasha's point. Is very, very balanced, very logical, very rational as well. I think back to the question is the question asking if the guy earn less than the woman, should the woman fork out more, something like that. I think that is something that we need to look into. As Sasha mentioned, it's always about the willingness, and you have this serious relationship. You want to have a house for yourself, a home for yourself, maybe set up a family. It could be for all genders. Yeah, I'm talking about all genders, may not be male and female. It could be male or female, doesn't matter to me. I think when two persons come together in a very serious relationship, want to have a house, have a family together, each of them should contribute financially, okay, but may not be equally. It's very hard for us to have couples earning the same amount on each month. Yeah, some people can earn much more faster, some can be lesser, and then the regularity on income take home pay may not be the same. I think it's good to have the agreement, discussion, and then implementation to have a joint account or share account, and then how do you allocate if you have children taken care by one party or both parties or whatever, up to you. All the agreement is up to you to design and also to implement. But I really hope both parties can contribute financially, but may not be equal sense. But logically, a person who is able to take home pay more usually can contribute more. I say can, doesn't mean that it's a must. It's always back to the agreement of both parties. Yeah.
And I would to just add on if I could, I believe the undercurrent of this question is more of power and control. When you talk about finance and this thing, so let's also remember that in a marriage or in a partnership or any form of union, it's not just money is not just the only power, it's how you all contribute in the relationship. So perhaps in this year, one person's earning more, the other person's earning lesser. Down the road, that can change also. So you really want to see how do you agree on things. For example, if the other person wants to give, if both decide to give equal or more or less, then that's your budget and you fit your wants into your budget in that sense. But the more important here is discussing what do you want out of it and why do you feel the other party should pay more or less. So that having that discussion, that will help the relationship thrive rather than who earns more in that sense. So yeah, I hope that.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I may just add in, just out of this whole marriage, relationship kind of question, right? Just an additional, if you are preparing to get married, actually, it will be good for both parties to sit down and talk about the hard questions. Okay, and if you are from a religious group, you may, think about premarital counseling. Okay, whether are you from the religious group or not, actually going for premarital counseling will help you to look at different categories of questions, okay, and that you may never discuss about, as a couple. And I think it is a good time for you to reevaluate on the different categories, for marriage and make preparations for it actually. So something to really encourage all those of you who are looking at getting married soon, okay, to go for something like this, to enhance yourself and enrich yourself.
yeah. Yes, I want to comment on this question. I think the way this person asked the question is about like you all are planning to get married and you want to know how to decide on the proportion of the finances towards the family. I also want to say it's not what you earn and what you want to put aside for the new family that you're creating. It's also what are the obligations that you have, because I know of people who have obligations with their study loan and their parents.
Yeah.
So you have to take the whole thing into consideration. So anyway, all of us are saying there's no hard and fast rule, there's no right or wrong, there's no percentage. I think it really depends on the couple. I'll give you an example, like Japanese household. Japanese household traditionally is the wife stay at home. The wife is the one in charge of the finances and the planning. And actually the wife at home is the one doing the investment for the family towards retirement. It's the husband who just work and work. So the husband only has enough money for living expenses. So you want to think how you want to do this, because I also have clients where the wife is the one taking care of the investments, but sometimes it's the one who's working, usually the husband who's working, who is better with investments. And so you have to look at each other's strengths and weaknesses and really talk about it pragmatically, like what Shaza said, which is maybe you want to go for a premarital counseling, because actually money is one of the big topics that couples fight about.
Yes.
So it's really, really important to get all this discussed and out of the way. Anything that is not addressed before marriage is not going to suddenly become addressed after wedding. So it's very important that this is actually one of the common conflict of couples. Okay, so the next question is, this is actually how the person wrote this. From someone who want to stay single, how do I cope better? So cope better as a single person in the sense of sexuality. So the person continues, lust for physical intimacy like hugging and kissing and sexual intimacy is so unbearable. Sometimes I just wank it off, but the desires will emerge again after 2 days or so. So I wish I was asexual. I want to be asexual. Relationships are so difficult. So this is, there's some sharing, but actually this person is just asking how to cope better in terms of the sexual urges being somebody who's single.
Okay, maybe I look into the question first. Okay, I would like to separate these three things together. One is sexual desire. Number two is more on asexual. Number three is relationship. I think these are the three components to me into this question. They are unrelated or they can be related up to an individual. Yeah. If I look at it separately, I should say sexual desire, most of the people, most of the human being, may you be male or female or in between or whatever, they do have certain kind of sexual desire constantly. Doesn't mean that you masturbate 1 day, 2 days later you wouldn't have. I mean, it will constantly come back to you. It's where how comfortable you are looking at this sexual desire and then you process it by yourself based on your morality, based on your values, based on your system, up to you. Yeah, individually based. Yeah, we have no comment on that. There's nothing. Everything is normal. There's nothing abnormal. So as long you don't hurt yourself, others, be it. Yeah, that's for sexual desire. Asexual is a condition. Yeah, it could be inborn, it could be acquired during the life, in the sense that you are not so much into sexual activity. You are not attracted to that. That is by itself. Yeah. So some people just don't born with that. Some people just acquire along the way. So we do not know. Okay. The third one, relationship. I must say that not all relationship is difficult. Okay. We cannot deny that relationships sometimes they are challenging because individually, okay, we ourselves can bite our tongue. How come? How can we say that when another person come to you very intimately, cannot have argument or frictions? So it's something for us to look into in ourselves. How can I handle, support myself better and the other party? May it be male or female or in between or beyond, up to you. Yeah. So I would like to take this question into 3 components for you to answer. My colleagues here, they will answer some more. Yeah.
Okay, I really like what Krish said. He gave a really good idea. And coming to the point of relationship, the thing at the end of the day, right, it's skills. These are all skills. It's not anybody, no one is born great at a relationship. You learn these skills, conflict resolution skills, communication skills, sexual skills. They all come by learning and improving your skill set and practicing it. So I guess I would invite this person, like, go for support, go for therapy, see what your challenges are, and then get a customized plan for yourself, because it sounds there's quite a lot going on. So wishing to be asexual for you it might seem like a relief, but for someone else it may not be. And maybe what you're really asking for is support on how can you have a happy, thriving life where you can enjoy, sex, and you can also enjoy your relationship, and that's possible. So I would strongly suggest please go for support, and it's possible. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, very nice analogy that Krish actually gave. The tongue. If you can bite your own tongue, how can you not have any arguments, with another person that comes into your life? This is so apt. Actually, I really like this analogy. But looking at this question, right, from someone who want to stay single, how do I cope? Actually, with this statement that you just wrote, right, it caught me. Because I will want to know why do you want to keep stay single, and when you say how do I cope better, because it seems like your understanding of lust, physical intimacy, in terms of the hugging, kissing, and all the sexual desires, right? My question would be, how do you deem them? Because if you are single, there will be sexual desires. That's fine. Okay, and as long as what Krish is saying, you don't harm others, don't harm yourself, I think that is great. But I'm wondering if these are all considered something that unacceptable to you. Is that questions to ask to the person who asked this question? Hopefully, you might want to check us out, any of this counselor, and really look into, actually why are you asking this question? Is there an underlying issue that we need to address? Is there something that's deep within you that you actually would want to, explore? So I think looking at this question, I'm a bit I have a lot of question marks actually, just to, before I can actually answer this question. Yeah. So hopefully this person who asked this question, please check us all out, man.
Yes. So very good answers from all of you. I want to say that we do offer a 15-minute Zoom session. So even though it says there's Zoom, but I have been meeting my inquiries via WhatsApp video, so whichever is convenient. But yes, we do have that option where you can sign up for a 15-minute session chat with any of us, and hopefully this Ask Us Anything gives you an opportunity of who we are and our style, and you see who you decide to feel more comfortable talking to. Because like what Shirza said, actually a lot of times what people don't realize is a little bit complicated. It's not like anti-agony, you write a letter and then you get a very neat answer in a bowl. because of our experience, we actually know a certain statement or certain question actually begs more questions. So it's very difficult to answer in a very comprehensive way. So I'm going to try to answer in saying that this person feels irritated, frustrated because of their sexual desires, because after you masturbate, then in 2 days you want to masturbate. Guess what? This is actually good because you have a healthy body that knows how to replenish itself. And what about other people, like what Shireen mentioned? There are people who are indeed really asexual and they wish to be something else. So we often want that, right? We often want what we are not. And so instead of thinking like, I'm not one of those people to have a relationship, why not you? Why do you assume, like what Chris said, why do you assume relationships have to be difficult? Actually, when we work with when we are in relationships with people, we have to learn how to manage ourselves and also the relationship. So we are not born good at it, which is what Shireen said. So I agree with all of them. I think one thing that is really not in the question, which I want to point out, is sex is not just sex. Sex being with someone is not just about touch, it's not just about sex. It's also the loneliness that can come up when you are single. So if you don't invest in yourself, in developing relationships, in becoming better in relationships, you may actually regret that you didn't spend time cultivating these relationships so that you have a fair chance in being in a couplehood, if that is actually something that you are still open to. So yeah, I think that's my perspective. So let's go to the next question. So the next question is from somebody who says, I'm a 24-year-old man. Okay, this person actually wrote 24M. So I assume it's a 24-year-old man, and a relationship virgin. So my guy friend told me that I must practice no fap in order to have masculine energy and attract girls. Is this true? I find no fap difficult to do, and if it really helps me get attached, I might actually stay disciplined and abstain. So before we answer, I want to answer what is NoFap. So NoFap is an unvalidated, unscientific website that is telling people don't masturbate and you will have more chi, more energy, you will be stronger, you'll be more focused, more disciplined, you will have more success in your life, you will have more money. So I want to repeat, it's actually unscientific, unvalidated. In fact, it's very, very controversial movement that a lot of people, sex educators like myself, does not support because it is not backed by science. Yeah, so I'll pass the time to them.
May I add on? I want to go back to history to understand NoFap originally based on two things. Yeah, one is to address pornography addictions. Number two is more on to address the compulsive sexual behavior. That is the originality of NoFap, no masturbation of certain time over a period. But somehow along the way, as Dr. Matas added on, like chi, energy, whatever vibration or vibe built in, which is until today is not scientifically proven. Yeah, I would like each of us be aware of this NoFap. What does it mean actually, originally, and how it evolves along the way.
So not everything online not everything online is true, by the way. Not everything online is good for you. I agree with Krish. A lot of it has to do with if you are too much into something or something that you are into is distressing you, maybe you want to look at, is there anything else that you are engaging? Let's say, for instance, too much masturbation. You spend so much time masturbating all the time and then you feel tired and drained. Then you want to ask yourself, why are you masturbating? I do know of many people, they masturbate not because they feel horny, they masturbate because they are stressed. They masturbate because they are bored. They masturbate to distract themselves from other things. They masturbate out of habit. So sometimes we do things that is not necessarily beneficial for us. So it's important to reflect, and I guess no fat movement is saying something like along the lines of reboot. But the issue is not everybody can reboot to the same extent, to the extent that they are actually saying, oh, I'm very proud that I never masturbate for 1 year. Guess what? If you don't masturbate for 1 year, your body actually gets deconditioned. Your body gets used to not expressing your sexuality, and your body actually starts to shut down your sexuality. So the fact that actually our sexuality is a gift, it's our human rights, it's our body's way of wanting to express. So when you shut down that glow that is part of who you are, you're also turning off the vibrancy of who you're meant to be. So be very mindful that not everything out there is beneficial. So do y'all want to add anything else?
Sure. I mean, I think both Krish and Dr. Martha has very beautifully and explained it very clearly about no fat, and how it's not natural for your body. So I think going to what the person has actually said. So if you're actually willing to go through the difficulty of doing no fat, then it also tells me that you have the strength and the ability to learn the difficult skills of learning how to date and meet people. So perhaps instead of focusing the energy towards denying your body what comes naturally to it, maybe it might be better for you to focus towards on learning the skills. Like, for example, how do you ask someone out? Maybe going directly one-on-one is too difficult, so maybe group settings, so you can meet people, grow your strengths, grow your networking in that way, and get to know different people. So try different activities, do activities that you like, and then grow your circle, and then that way you can meet other people, and then find the right person that you want to be with. So I guess the question in your bit about attract girls, what what purpose does that serve? Are you trying to find someone to be in a relationship with, or are you just attracting girls for your ego boost or something else? So I guess getting clarity on what do you really want out of it. So yeah, and later on you say you want to get attached. So yeah, look at the qualities. What do you bring to the table? What makes you a good catch for the other person? So focus on your personal skills, that all the girls want to be with you because you're such an amazing person, such a good listener, such a good communicator. You are thoughtful, you're kind, you have the resources of making someone feel safe. So those are great skills to look at. So that's what, I would say.
Just want to add on the masculine energy that you're looking for so that you're able to attract women that you like is not related to whether you masturbate or not. Do you exercise no fat or not? I think it's totally, again, not related. Yeah. If you want to see the relation, I think as what Sherry mentioned, maybe channel your energy of not doing that on doing something more positive to yourself. For example, how to make your inner beauty better. How do you carry yourself better? How do you dress better? How do you improve your muscle better? How do you have your hairstyle, your everything, your behavior better? Yeah, all this will make you very attractive. In fact, I can tell you a lot of women, they are looking for the full package, not only the look. Yeah, they will look into your financial, your stability, your character, your inner beauty, your temper, your character, everything. There's so many things for you to exercise and cultivate to make you a very, very attractive person. And I think not women look for you, men may look for you as well. Okay.
I like how Krish, you started to light up when you answered this question. So you are coming across as very attractive, and you can tell Krish his beauty is coming from inside. So you can cultivate who you are. I think a lot of what masculine energy is really about knowing who you are. So spend time cultivating yourself versus depriving yourself. And when you are miserable, you are not masculine at all, by the way. Okay, so I go to the next one. So it says here, from single G. So I assume it's a single. I don't know what G stands for. It can be guy or girl. So from single G, it says, I read online that most singles have sex one month on average, once a month on average. What are the ways that singles who are not looking to date can get such like-minded people, meaning casual sex, I assume. So will paying for sexual intimacy be healthy? So paying a sex worker or paying for it in some other way. Done it before and felt pathetic that no one is willing to engage in it with me without money. So this is leaning more towards sex work. So what do you all think?
Krisha, first of all, I want to say sorry for this person that I can sense the frustration in you. I can sense the deprivation of sexual expression that you have. And I feel very sorry for you. But at the same time, I don't feel sorry for you at the same time, because I know when you pose this question, it's something that you are looking for an answer for yourself, and also you're looking for some justification. Yeah. I think first of all, back to the very first question, we talk about inner beauty, exterior look, something like that a lot of time. So again, I seems to have identified a theme for today's 5 question. It's more on how can you attract other people. Yeah, the answer is still the same. Cultivate yourself. Yeah, work on your exterior muscles, your dressing, hairstyle, your cleanliness, your tidiness, the behavior, everything. When you are able to do that, it may take some time. I'm so sorry to say that, but ultimately you will attract people. Yeah, and then that is not because you want to attract people, because you want to treat yourself better. You deserve it. Yeah, have very, very good relationship with yourself first, and the rest will just fall into places, and you will be very charming, I must say. Yeah, so don't take it as a challenge or as an obstacle for you to pursue something sexually or intimacy or relationship. Always focus on yourself. You are able to do something better for yourself, and then eventually you will get it. Always, you can talk to us, really. You can talk to us. We have 15 minutes kind of online consultation. Just talk to us, look into the things. What can we offer? Is it something that you are able to look into? And then we talk about it. Yeah. Even we have discounted session, discounted price. If you have any financial difficulty, always look into us. We can have a discussion about that. Maybe Shireen and Sasha, you can add on, yeah, to my answers. Thank you.
Yeah, so I guess for the bit of the sexual paying for it, so at the end of the day, when you engage in sex work and stuff like that, it's an exchange of service. So if at the end of the day, after doing it, you're still not feeling good, then that's your body signaling to you that, hey, something needs to change. I want something more out of my life. And then that's where you can examine what is it that you're looking for. So is it because the convenience of, having a casual relationship? But casual relationships has its strengths and its weaknesses too. So as long as it's serving your purpose and you're happy with it, okay, that works for you. And it comes down to your individual values and belief system. So I respect the different values and beliefs out there. But if it's not working for you and you're still not feeling good on the inside and on the outside, then it's time to dig a little deeper and see what is this desire that you're having for someone to be interested in you. What else can be done to have it met? So like Krish has already said, reach out for support, and then from there you can actually work on the various skills that is needed. Yeah, that's what I would say.
And I think looking at this question is quite interesting because I think a lot of people do struggle, to find another person as a partner, right? And don't even talk about, having a sexual relationship, right? Sometimes it gets even harder. I think when I look at this question, right, what are the ways that singles that are not looking to date can get to meet such like-minded people? To be very honest, I think if you ask around with friends and stuff like that, they will give you all kinds of apps. All right, all kinds of apps, that you can actually meet different individuals looking for different things. Okay, but like what Shireen has mentioned or Krish has mentioned, the main thing is what are you really looking for? If you're looking for intimacy, okay, you will realize that having a payment and having sex will not give you intimacy because that will be just feeding a need that you need, right? Just feeding a need. But if you are looking for intimacy, okay, and genuineness and a very genuine relationship, then I would urge you to consider, okay, maybe you are looking for a more stable relationship, a romantic partner that will probably go the long haul with you. Okay, and of course you guys can continue to have fun, you know, in a sexual manner as well. You know, so yeah, something to think about actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Just want to add on. I really like what Shasha and Shireen has shared. I just want to add one more point in the sense that yes, when you want to have physical fun, yeah, physical fun is like having sex. If you want to have intimacy, you are making love. So making love and having sex is totally two different concepts. So I would like you to be clear. Of course, we are exercising sex positivity here. We don't judge. In fact, we celebrate sexual behavior. Yeah, as long you are, it's a consensual one. As long you don't hurt yourself, as long you don't hurt others, be it, enjoy. Yeah, having
Yes.
sex, making love, up to you. That's it. Yeah, but I would like you to think. Please protect yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you do, protect yourself. If you need to have protective sex, exercise it. If you don't want, make sure you do something about it. Yeah, account for it, responsible for it. At the same time, cultivate yourself, and then hopefully you can be very, very charming and attractive as a person inside out. You will be very attractive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well
Okay,
said,
thank
well
you,
said.
everybody. Yeah. Okay, this is so enjoyable. As you can see, we actually have a lot of mutual admiration of one another, and just now I was stressed about the tag and everything, but each time I meet them, I am reminded how much I love them. So I want to say that this person wrote down, done it before and felt pathetic. So I want to say that actually a lot of people who feel pathetic, by the way. I know of people who feel pathetic that they have to masturbate because they don't have a partner. I know of people who feel pathetic that they have a partner, but the partner doesn't want to have sex with them. And in this case, this person feels pathetic that you have to pay to have sex, or pay someone to have sex with you, and or if you don't pay, nobody will have sex with you. So I think this perception of pathetic is a self-imposed. It's your belief that you are pathetic. But in reality, there are ways that we can reframe that it's not pathetic. Like for instance, and I choose to masturbate because I choose to engage in a loving relationship with myself, and I choose not to engage in sexuality with anyone at this point in my life. And you could be married, your partner doesn't want to have sex with you, and it could be, you reframe it with, life happens, and you can't have what you want all the time. So I do hear this people using words like pathetic to describe themselves and their situation. I wanted you to know that you can change your situation, like what all the counselors have mentioned. You can get clearer in deciding what is it you want, what is it you really want, not just what you want for now. And it's okay. What you want is what you want. What you have is what you have. And sometimes it works for a time, and then after a time, maybe it doesn't work because we are humans. We change, with our needs and our emotions with time as well. So this person say, what are ways that singles who are not looking to date can get to find like-minded people? There are dating apps that are well known to be hookup apps, and a lot of it is about mutuality. You have to be clear in your communication about what you want, with the assumption that the other person is clear about their communication. What happens a lot of times that causes a lot of difficulties is people are actually not good in communicating, and also not clear with themselves and honest with the other person who they really are and what they're looking for. So this is really life anyway. You can blame apps and say this app sucks or this app is no good, but in reality, it is the common denominator is you. So whatever skills that you feel you can improve on, whether it's at work, communicating, guess what? Those things will also help you in your personal relationships. So I strongly agree what Chris said. If you are a young person and you are single, you actually, the world is your oyster. You can actually take time to cultivate, nurture yourself so that you are the best version of yourself, so that you are a very attractive and you're a catch, and build your character rather than focus on things that are very fleeting. Like for instance, like you can build your career and these achievements, these things do not actually go away. Of course, we don't just want to be career minded. We want to actually be very clear what we are working towards is things that will last and will will give us the fulfilling life that we want to have. Okay, so we do have a question from somebody who posted online here below just now. So it's our friend from Baby's Bliss, and do check out Baby's Bliss. So our friend for Baby Bliss asking this question, for a couple who are settling down, what are the topics they should discuss about before committing to a marriage?
Okay. I would say that there's actually a lot of things to discuss. So of course you have the general ones like, you know, family, finance, what else is there? The usual ones. But I think the one that I feel that's usually underrated is how do you all repair your relationship? How do you all fight better? How do you take breaks? How do you care for one another? What's the load and stuff like that? Those things really need to be discussed, especially even if before you become a parent, because once you become parents, that will even change. So things like, do you want a kid? Do you not want a kid? Do you want to wait? How long do you want to wait? If let's say you decide you want to have a kid and then you change your mind. So it's normal to change your mind, but how you repair, how you have conversations, can you make each other feel safe that they'll come to you for anything and everything can be discussed under the sun. So I think this final qualities are important, because it's easy for you to just Google, like, you know, what marriage preparations, and it'll give you a whole list of things you can talk about. But really learning how to repair, how to fight better, these are very important things that you should discuss and have rules about it. And of course, sexual intimacy, having discussions of what you like, what you don't like, those are also very important in a marriage, I would say.
And of course, you know, if you pen it down according to chapters in life, okay, the moment you date one another, wanting to get married, we start off with proposal, weddings, having your first child, parenting, you know, discussion of parenting style, even like which school does your children wants to go to, what happens, you know, in the family. Let's say, you know, there's two families, in-laws. How do you handle in-laws issues? Okay, of course, the biggest thing is financial, and also who's going to do the household chores. I mean, this is something that you really want to discuss as well. And what happens if there's conflicts, right? You know, do we talk about it openly, or do we just sleep, you know, and, you know, pretend that nothing happens the next day? You know, so these are some of the topics that I think when you go for a couple counseling, they will actually address it. Okay, and also questions such as hard questions such as, what happens if there's infidelity, right? How do we deal with it, right? And how open are we to deal with it as well? So these are some of the hard questions where you may not have the answer at the session itself, but it really kickstarts, you know, your thinking, and also having that honest conversation with your partner. So these are some of the things that you might be able to explore.
Very good coverage from Shereen as well as Sasha. I appreciate it very much. I just want to add on some more points, in the sense that when two individuals come together, may it be legalized a marriage or not, maybe the heterosexual, homosexual, or others, okay, they are, most of the time, not only individuals come together, it's two families, two systems coming together. The two system ecology coming together, not only in terms of family members, immediate or relatives, as well as friends, as well as peers, as well as colleagues, as well as others. Yeah. So be mindful when two persons come together, no matter what the gender is, what kind of relationship you are, always there are more people coming into the pictures. So be mindful, and then if something happen, how are you going to deal with that? Yeah, individually, or expand the scope wider, and who they are, and then which are the people who be trustable and be able to help you talk about it. Yeah, and also another dimension is that when two persons come together, I really hope that you can maintain yourself as well, in the sense that what is your interest, what is your hobby. Are you going to lose it? Are you going to be hesitant to have some time for yourself with your friends or whatever, with your family members? So look into that. Are you able to travel alone? Are you able to travel with your other friends or whatever? All these kind of things. Talk about it. Have some topics to talk about before the marriage so that we are able to prepare ourselves mentally and physically better. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to jump back in because just as Krish said that, it got me thinking. So one thing is both couples can prepare, right? But the more important thing is how do you grow? How do you change? Look back into your inside. Yes, you're coming into a marriage, but you're still two separate individuals growing through the different ages, the different life issues that will come up. So how do you deal with things? How do you make sense of the world around you and how do you communicate that? So look at what will keep you fulfilling, because if you're expecting your partner to fulfill your needs, then there's going to be conflict on that. But if you can meet your needs, your partner can meet their own needs, and then together you come together, then that marriage is going to be a whole lot more beautiful. So look into your value system, your belief system, your biases, and then bring them up and have a safe space to discuss. So yeah, that's what I would.
Yeah. I want to add that it's really important to go for marriage preparation course. They do cover all the different big areas to discuss, and you'll be surprised how many couples don't really think through fully with their mind all the different topics. So marriage preparation, there will be different segments, and then you'll get to discuss all the different topics like what Shaza mentioned, parenting, finances, sexuality, like all these big topics that actually couples always fight about. And it's also good to unpack the way Shaza mentioned, which is like through the life stages, and how do you communicate with each other, how you want to fight better. I think these are very important things. But I think one thing that is often missing with a lot of couples is they don't talk about how you can take good care of me or what makes me happy. A lot of people get into relationships being in love and they're so grateful somebody loves them, or they're so happy somebody loves them. They want to keep the love, so they just focus on being nice to the other person. So there's a people-pleasing tendency. In life, if you want to stay together for a long time and you keep giving and giving and giving, what happens is you end up becoming depleted. So it's actually really important to talk about what they can do to make you happy, and you need to be able to know yourself enough to ask for support. So it's a kind of a mutuality in a relationship, because when it's just a one-sided relationship, you do get very tired and frustrated at the end of the day. So don't think, oh, I'm a very nice person, I'm a very giving person, doesn't matter. Guess what? In a long-term relationship, you do get dried up. So we actually have only 5 more minutes. I'm not sure anything else. We don't have any other questions, but I thought maybe since we only have 5 more minutes, maybe we can do a shout out about like the upcoming classes that we have. For like Pink Fest, we have some things. So yeah, do you want to talk about it, Krish? Your workshop for Pink Fest?
Yeah, I'm very honored to be invited and approved and supported by Pink Fest to run a workshop. The title is Gender Affirmative Sexuality Workshop. Yeah, I think this workshop especially cater for those non-binary, gender diverse community, and then I will talk about what is going on in the community and how can we address it, and then I would like to use biology, psychology, social as well as spirituality model to address the issue that the people in the community are facing and how can we address it. I would like to make it a very interactive section so that we can learn from each other, and I also have invited a guest and she say yes to me to share her personal experiences as well. And of course, Dr. Mata will join me to help me to facilitate the workshop. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you very much. It will be on 20th June, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. online. Yeah.
Yes, so you can sign up for it on our website underneaththemoon.com. How about you, Shireen?
Yes, so similar to Krish, with the support of Dr. Martha and Pink Fest, I'm also very honored to be hosting a parenting workshop. So it will be on sex positive. So basically, I'm looking at it. It's just an introduction for most parents because I realize that's something that is not really taught to parents on how to do it. So it's just an introduction workshop where you get to learn from, from young age, from the baby all the way to the adulthood, what are the different things you can expect in a sex education, and how can you have facilitate that conversation, and what can you do at home to help make it a safe environment so that your child can come to you with those questions instead of looking on the internet or other friends. So that will be on the 15th of June, a Saturday at 8 p.m. So hopefully once you've settled your kids, if you're your parents, and this is open to not just only parents, but also any other caregiver, because if you're an aunt, an uncle, or a friend or a colleague, you're going to be influencing that person's life. So my hope is if you didn't have a wonderful sex education, you're going to help be empowered and learn more so that you can help the next generation have a better sex education and feel more confident in their sexual life. So yeah, that is it.
Cool. Okay, Shaza also has something to share.
Dr. Martha, do you want to share what you are doing first, for the festival as well?
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, forgot. Okay, so go to the website and look at all the dates. I can't remember my dates, but essentially, I am doing Ask Us Anything about sex toys, so that Ask Us Anything specifically is on sex toys. And actually, I was very surprised. I think more than 10 people have already signed up for it. Even though it's a IG live, people have signed up for it, so they can submit their questions in advance. And this time, besides being on IG Live, we will also be doing it on Zoom, also recording it on Zoom. Yeah. So that's the Ask Us Anything about sex toys. The unique thing is I'm actually partnering with the sex shop owners of horny.sg. So that's interesting because not often do you actually get to be asked the owners the very technical questions about their industry knowledge as well. So I also have a live, this one is virtual, and I have another one which is an in-person workshop called Queer Orgasmic Yoga. Although the reason why I put the word queer there is because I really want to emphasize that it's a safe, inclusive space, but actually it's open to people of all gender identity and sexual orientation. So the orgasmic yoga is basically a practice where you play with your body. You use breath, sound, movement, touch, intention, self-touch, touch, intention, move pelvic floor squeezes, so as to experiment like how doing different things will feel in your body. And you can then basically this is like more like a movement workshop. So from there you can then start to have ideas of how it might be like if you incorporated it into your self-pleasure practices when you're masturbating, for instance. So this kind of goes back to what we were saying. You can cultivate your sexuality, you can make friends with your own body, you can learn how to love your body and be comfortable with your body, rather than think that, oh yeah, masturbation is pathetic. Maybe because you're not inspired, because you are always masturbating in the same way and it's boring. So it's really about finding your way back to yourself through your body, through pleasure. So when you are comfortable with yourself, you show up in the world in a different way. So I think this ties back again with, is it true that people who masturbate are pathetic? I used to a small extent, not a big extent, but a small extent, I used to feel unconsciously that way as well, but it doesn't have to be that way. So the way you think actually can become your prison. So it's important to, anyway, if you are open to it, do sign up for the workshop. All our workshops is on our website, underneath the moon.com, under events, and you can book the 15-minute session with us. Yes. So yeah, please share your thing, Shirza.
Okay, so for my side, okay, I'm not gonna be involved in Pinfest, sorry. But what I'll be busy with is that Dr. Martha and myself, we are in preparation to create 2 different support groups. One is for the divorce, people who are divorced, okay, and we want to create a support group that runs 6 weeks in terms of lessons and in terms of connecting with one another, having that support for different individuals who are actually who has encountered divorce, and also sharing experiences, to empower others. Another support group that we are currently preparing as well would be the sexual harassment support group for individuals who have gone through sexual harassment. okay, and come out victorious, okay, and wants to empower others or wants to, you know, rediscover themselves, okay, this is the support group that we are currently wanting to set up, okay, and both support groups are going to run for 6 weeks, okay, so stay tuned and stay tuned and find out, you know, when are we going to be conducting this, okay, and if you have friends, you know, or friends or family members, someone that you know who are struggling or wants a support group in these 2 areas, you know, please recommend them, you know, to join us. Okay, hopefully all of us can all be enriched and empowered through the workshops. Okay, so this is from my side.
Okay, great. So we have to end the session. I want you all to know that this 1 hour is very interesting because we actually got real questions from all of you and then we answer them. So the next one we are going to be doing is next month. We are going to do once a month for 3 months and we see how it goes. But essentially, this has been very interesting. So yes, you can join our mailing list so that you get announcements of our events and look out for the next one. In the meantime, you can always submit your questions, and I will keep them for the next one. So don't be too afraid of anything. You can always reach out to us, book a session, have a chat with us. We are counselors. We are not actually good at sales. We are not very good at sales, but we do what we do because we care about people, and so reach out. We want to be able to help you. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Tell all your
yeah.
friends about it and come and join us and listen to what we have to say, or maybe have a conversation with us and tell us what's your opinion as well.
So okay, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Chris, Shireen, and Shaza. We are signing off. Have a good week, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
joining
See
us.
you
See
again.
ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.